Kathy Woods recently bought $80 million worth of Bitcoin this week, and she explains why Bitcoin will go to $150,000 in this bull cycle. At the same time, we have Michael Saylor saying $80,000 is a perfect level to get into Bitcoin, but on the other hand, I'm seeing something in the Bitcoin chart that makes me think otherwise. So will Bitcoin go to $96,000 or down to $72,000 first? Plus, one big player in the crypto space is now endorsing a new RWA altcoin that we should be paying attention to. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright guys, so today I kind of want to give a little bit of a Bitcoin price prediction and where I think it's going to go over the coming weeks to months, and a little bit of order probabilities for these coins, depending on where I see the chart going right now. Now, this is factoring in a lot of different things like, FOMC, the Fed's rate cuts, inflation, CPI, all this stuff, tariffs, everything like that, and the strategic Bitcoin reserve. It's kind of, combining all these things right now into where I think Bitcoin can go in the short term. But also at the same time, we could have Trump come out and say one specific thing and the whole market pumps and, this is all useless. So if that doesn't happen, then this is where I see Bitcoin going right now. So we have a couple different possibilities. So this is in the order of probability for me. And the first is that we have a small pump before FOMC on Wednesday. It's now Tuesday before New York Open. So we have a small pump before FOMC on Wednesday, followed by no rate cuts, which pretty much everyone is expecting. If we go to Polymarket here, we can see pretty much there's a 99.1% chance that there's no change. There's going to be no rate cuts. So pretty much everyone's expecting no rate cuts right now. If we do get a rate cut, that's going to be a big surprise. So small pump before FOMC, followed by no cuts, and then a dump below $80,000 again, which is, right below here. And we have gone as low as $76,000. I do think if we do, have this kind of fake out pump, I do think we do head down towards $71,500. At least that's my most probable case right now. I put that at like a chance maybe like 60% out of all of these. Then we have no cut or a small cut with positive follow-up talk, which leads to a pump towards $90,000 to $96,000. So that's scenario 2 here, where maybe we have no cut or maybe we have a small little cut. But in the press conference after, Jerome Powell gives a more dovish tone, and maybe there's more chances of rate cuts coming this year. Something like that happens where there's more potential. Upside, they're kicking the can down the road kind of thing, and we potentially have more quantitative easing and not quantitative tightening. So that's the other possibility where maybe he's kind of worried about what's going on with tariffs and all this and the stock market dumping. Maybe there's a little bit of dovishness to his tone, and we have a pump towards $90,000 to $96,000. Now, you can see here we have this level here, which is drawn out. This is a key level of support and resistance at $92,000. Now, this is not the most important level. The most important level is actually the level at which we broke down, which is between $95,700 and around $98,000. This is the most important level because this is where we pumped before we had this major sell-off. So to me, especially on the 3-day time frame, this is the most important level that we actually need to reclaim. As you can see here by this red line here, this is the most bullish thing we want, but the least probable to me, where we break above this and then we reclaim this and we head higher. That's only, I think, right now going to happen if we have some kind of amazing Trump news or something happens. But I think the more probable scenario is, or a little less probable, is this orange scenario where we head up here and then we also have kind of an underside retest again at this level and head back down. This level is the most important because you can see here, we actually broke through this level here at $92,000 and it looked like we were actually going up, but it kind of faked everyone out and then we sold off. So this level of resistance and support isn't as strong as this one right here at $96,000 to $98,000. Because you can see here, this is the level, this is the clear level on the 3-day chart where we went up and then we broke down. So this is the order block of, the high before the low before breaking down. So this is a more important level to reclaim, and it will actually show us that we are going, closer to new highs if we can break above this and reclaim this level. Holding above this $92,000 level, if we did something like this, while it is bullish, it's not extremely bullish because we could just reverse off like this, yellow line here. If we did reclaim here, we want to see it hold for a couple of days at least. As you can see here, we just pumped up and we broke down. We pumped up again and we broke down all within a single day. So just getting up to this $92,000 level isn't bullish enough. We need to break above this $96,000 level and hold for it to be actually bullish and not just another bearish underside retest. Then the third level is the third, probability, which I think is the least likely right now, is we have no cuts and the market pumps past current resistance at $96,000 for no reason. I think that's the very, very least likely, less than a 10% chance right now that this happens. I think for this to happen, there has to be something where, maybe the Bitcoin strategic reserve is going to actually start buying Bitcoin, and they're going to start TWAPing and start, putting market orders in, limit orders in, and just start buying Bitcoin every couple days. That's the most bullish scenario right now, and I don't think that's going to happen. So it's very hard to say what will take us to this, number 3 possibility right now. So I think the most probable scenario is that we go to $72,000. But I don't think that's the end of the bull run. I don't think that we go down here and then we just immediately continue lower, just like straight down through this multi-month level of support and just head right down. I don't think that happens. I think even though this first probability is the most possible, and we come down here, I do think we then hold this as support for a while, and then we consolidate for maybe a couple weeks to a couple months, and then over the summer we have kind of that bullish window where maybe summer, maybe late summer, kind of like 2021, where and towards like September, I believe it was, we started pumping again for September, October, November, and kind of a little bit of December. It was super bullish and we had a new all-time high. I think that is a possible scenario again. Maybe it's a little bit earlier because we also dumped a little bit earlier this cycle. That is my most likely scenario right now, based on all the data I'm seeing, based on, there being a no chance of rate cuts. We have no North Star. We have no bullish news really left. We've had all this amazing bullish news and price looks like this. So what else can we possibly have right now that we can see? So yeah. Then we have Kathy Wood explaining why Bitcoin will be worth $150,000 soon. So she bought $80 million saying this.
You'll see how we get to our base case for the Bitcoin price and our bull case. Many people know us for our bull case, $1.5 million, and we actually think the odds have gone up that our bull case will be the right number because of what is becoming the institutionalization of this new asset class. So many institutional investors are now looking at Bitcoin and thinking that they need to add it to their asset allocation because its return profile looks so much different and its risk profile looks so much different from all of the other assets in their portfolios.
And then we also have Michael Saylor saying this is a historic entry point to buy Bitcoin at $80,000.
This is kind of a historic entry point because all of the risk has been stripped off the asset. Like, you pretty much know Wall Street's going to embrace it, the U.S. government's going to embrace it, and banks in the U.S. going to embrace it, which means that all the other banks will embrace it. You already know all those things, and yet the market is really skittish based upon concerns about tariffs, the disposition of the U.S. economy, the interest rate forward graph. And so you see the interest rates have pulled in 30, 40, 50 basis points, and we're in this macro risk off zone. When that flips, I think Bitcoin will rip forward with a vengeance.
Then we also have Look on Chain, who says this whale closed all its positions and made a $9.46 million profit in just 8 days. So this is another reason why I'm kind of bearish in the medium term right now. So this hyperliquid whale, essentially over the weekend, he deposited around, I believe it was $5 million, around $4 or $5 million in Hyperliquid, and he went 40x short at around $84,000. And so what happened was a big team of people who are big traders got together and they tried to liquidate his short by pushing up towards $86,000. Now the thing is, this whole team, they got a bunch of people together, they got a bunch of money, they tried to push this price up, and they couldn't even liquidate him, which is the kind of concerning part. There's so much selling pressure as we move up, even on the illiquid weekend, that we couldn't even push it up to $86,000. And this whale actually ended up having the price come down towards $82,000 today and closing is short for almost $10 million profit. So the fact that over the weekend, over in illiquid weekend, the traders couldn't get together to liquidate his price. They came up only to around, what was it? Only around $85,000. And I know his liquidation price was probably around $86,500. So the fact that it couldn't come up here and there was so much selling pressure is a little bit bearish to me on the short term. The fact that, all these guys couldn't get together and, you know, get his stop loss tagged at around $86,000. He then actually added more margin to his position so he wouldn't be liquidated, which doesn't help them. But the fact that they couldn't even get his initial, you know, liquidation price at $86,000 is a bit concerning. It just means that there's so much selling pressure on Bitcoin right now, and everyone is looking to sell and get out of their positions right now because they expect us to have more downside. We also have SUI, and the Canary Fund has filed for the first ever SUI ETF. This is a major step towards bringing SUI to public markets. If approved, the ETF will give investors direct exposure to SUI, further fueling institutional adoption. With $70 billion plus index volume, 67 million plus accounts, and institutional interest, SUI is prime for the big leagues. So Canary Capital has filed for a SUI ETF, the first one actually. We also shared that SUI flipped Algo in total transactions, and Algorand is 4 years older, so SUI has actually outpaced Algorand now. And as you guys know, about a week ago, SUI also partnered with World Liberty Finance, and as a part of the collaboration, World Liberty Finance will include SUI in their strategic token reserve designed to bolster leading Web3 projects, and World Liberty Finance and SUI have begun exploring product development opportunities. And then also with Lombard Finance's LBTC on SUI, crypto's digital gold is now fungible and available for users on DeFi protocols, further cementing SUI as the Bitcoin liquidity capital of crypto. LBTC on SUI unlocks even more possibilities for institutional and retail holders who want to do more than just hodl. That's Bitcoin Fi on SUI. The market has gone crazy over the last 30 days, with 2 huge liquidation days of over $1 billion and a pump and dump over the weekend. But some coins like SUI have weathered the storm and are still a great investment opportunity today. SUI is quickly becoming one of the leading altcoins in the market, so let's check out why. SUI is killing it in all the big sectors it supports, like DeFi, where SUI crossed $1 billion in TVL and is almost at $1.5 billion in record time. SUI's liquidity aggregator DeepBook launched its Deep token in October and is holding up well in tough market conditions. Walrus is changing the game in decentralized data storage, and its token launch is coming soon. And Solana builders are building on SUI now, with integrations like Phantom and Backpack. SUI even has a small but growing meme coin market for meme coin lovers. If you haven't used SUI lately, then come give it a try and follow SUI's X account for all their latest updates. And then moving on to an altcoin in the RWA space, we have Plume. And they said today we're thrilled to announce that Easy Labs, which is previously actually Binance Labs, investment into Plume furthers our mission of bringing the real world on-chain. As the first full-stack chain for RWA Fi, we're building infrastructure to enable the onboarding of RWAs into a composable ecosystem with crypto-native utility. We also have Not Telling saying, new gem alert. This week marks the 1-year anniversary that I got you into ONDO during the first week of trading at 20 cents with full due diligence. Reasons why I love Plume, it just launched last week, so very, very under the radar, just like when I gave you ONDO. Brevin Howard, Galaxy Digital, and Juan Ventures all just led the Series A funding round, helping Plume raise $20 million, the same Series A as ONDO. Lightspeed Ventures, Hashkey, and more absolute top-tier VCs. There's over 180 apps and protocols already integrated into Plume ecosystem, including ONDO. It's the first modular layer 1 built for RWAs, with $8 billion in tokenized assets committed to be deployed when mainnet launches this year. It's based in the USA, so if Trump removes crypto taxes from USA-based tokens, Plume will benefit. As for utility, you need Plume token for gas to buy RWAs on the Plume network, and for companies to tokenize and issue on the Plume network. 2025 will be the year of tokenization, as $50 billion is estimated to be tokenized in 2025, and Plume already has $5 billion from Carlyle and PIMCO and $8 billion in total commitments, yet their market cap is only $242 million. Why? Well, it's because it just launched and no one knows about it yet. The exact words I gave you when I gave you ONDO. And then lastly for today, we have Sugarverse, who's raised $1 million, announcing Sugar Match on Tezos Layer 2. So the company is on a mission to revolutionize blockchain gaming with a sustainable rewards model that benefits loyal players. This fresh funding will fuel the development of innovative Web3 games, starting with Sugar Match, set to launch this summer on Tezos' Layer 2, Etherlink. The Web3 gaming space has seen rapid growth, but faces serious challenges, particularly in keeping in-game economies stable. Sugarverse has a proven track record, having launched over 10 successful Web2 games, with their player base exceeding 60 million players. Now the studio is bringing their expertise to Web3, ensuring fair and continuous rewards for all players, not just early adopters. Sugar Match marks the studio's transition into Web3, and it's the first of 5 interconnected mobile casual Web3 games designed to bridge the gap between traditional gaming and blockchain technology. The newly raised funds will help to tackle 3 major challenges in Web3 gaming: better gameplay and engagement, seamless onboarding, and sustainable rewards, something that has plagued the gaming sector for a long time, especially in crypto. So I hope this video has helped you guys a little bit and share my thoughts on what I think the probabilities are for Bitcoin going forward this week and the next couple of weeks as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.